Hey y'all, come on in. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Okay, let me get this over here. I hope y'all had a good weekend. Today we are going to be talking about uh today we'll be talking about preventing medication errors. If you are in my 4 week course, this particular video will be about week 3. Okay. So, as I get started, make sure you share where you from, drop your location in the chat so we can know where you're from. Okay, friends? And hopefully y'all can hear me out there. Can you hear me out there? Hello, hello. Can you hear me out there? Okay. All righty. So let's go ahead and keep it moving. I wanted to also share a little bit about what I did this weekend. This weekend, I pretty much just chilled. I didn't do a whole lot. I'm trying to remember what all did I do. Um, I know I worked inside of the course, working with my friends, and I think that's pretty much it. It was just a real chill weekend. If you did something special, baby, drop it below. Okay. Remember, our 4 week class starts every first Monday of the month. If you are interested in becoming a certified pharmacy technician, this is a great way for you to earn that certification and pass that board exam. Okay. So don't sleep on it. All righty. We do start a new class every first Monday, and it does include all of the material, all of the review information that you need to know. You don't purchase anything else outside of the tuition. Okay. The self-taught class is $4.99. And then we also have a instructor-led class, and that's going to be for my friends who want to meet with an instructor at least twice a week. So if you're the person who needs that instructor engagement, and you need to meet with someone, you need to see it, feel it, touch it, understand it, that's a great program for you to be a part of. And again, we do enroll every first Monday of the month. We are currently enrolling for the June 3rd class. June 3rd. Remember, we have 12 cohorts a year. And so now we have 7 left, and June is one of them. So if you're interested, definitely make sure that you click the link in my About Us. You can also go to our website at www.lwpschool.com, and you can enroll there. Okay. I'm going to make sure that I drop that in the chat for my friends. You can enroll through the website. Okay. So that's at www.lwpschool.com. Another thing, and I talked about this last week, if you are interested and ready to start your online course, meaning that you want to offer an online course, whether it be in pharmacy or it be anything else, I can help you get started with that. I've had some questions. Some people ask me, how did I get started? I'm very open about that and would love to help you if that's something you desire. If you want to start a pharmacy technician program, we have the whole shebang. The whole shebang, bang, 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 bang. Okay. So definitely hit me up at the website, fill out a contact. What is it? I think a more information form, and I'll be sure to respond to you with the information on how you can get started. Not bad. Samaria J. Samaria J. or Samaria. We're gonna see, we're gonna make sure we cover all of the names that are ways that it can be pronounced. But anyhow, baby, let me tell you, this beauty found me on LinkedIn and said, hello, good evening to you. I've been trying to find the best way to reach out to you, and you popped up today on here for me to follow. I started watching your videos on YouTube around January, and I took my national certification February 3rd and passed my first round. When I tell you, when I tell you what I tell you, I never tell you anything to gas you. I never tell you anything to make you feel like you need to, you know what I'm saying, do anything crazy. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what works. I'm telling you how I help these people become certified since 2014. Baby, I'm a real OG, okay? Baby, I'm a veteran in these city streets, okay? I ain't new to this. I'm true to this, okay? So when I tell you, if you do what I tell you to do, if you listen to what I tell you to listen to, if you move how I tell you to move, you too can be a winner and be a part of the winner circle. Shout out to my friend Samaria for passing her certification exam on the first try. Baby, drop her some emojis. Drop her, don't be a hater because you next. You next, friend. You are next in for a miracle. Next in line for a miracle. I almost hit that Shirley Caesar on you, but then I remembered that wasn't my ministry. Okay, that ain't my call. It is recommended that you study this guide for 2 hours each day, dividing your study time into 4 increments of 30 minutes. What guide am I talking about? This guide. If you are not enrolled in my pharmacy technician course, if you are watching my YouTube channels but want more of a guide on how you can pass, and sometimes you maybe can't get to the YouTube channel, baby, this study guide right here. This study guide right here took. Okay? Got them passing. Got them passing. Baby got them passing. And if you study this study guide for 30 minutes at a time, 4 times a day, 30 minutes at a time, 4 times a day, yeah, you bound to win. You bound to win. You bound to win. Okay? Let's jump into it. Now, we're talking about drug utilization evaluation. This is important. Drug utilization evaluation basically talks about how the patient is counseled by the pharmacist. Okay. This is not anything that the technicians will do, but this is something that the technician needs to know about. You need to be aware of it. You need to understand it. So the DUE perspective, prospective aligns with proactive, right? We always want to be proactive when we're doing something, okay? I felt like y'all couldn't see the bottom part, so I'm gonna slide back over here. Proactive means before, okay? Now, DUE concurrent, the word con makes me think of continue, and current makes me think of now. CON makes me think of continue, and current makes me think of now, which why the definition makes sense. And ongoing monitoring. That means this is a continue monitoring that's happening when? Now. Make it plain. Come on, Pastor, make it plain. Preach, preacher, make it plain. Okay. DUE retrospective, retro. Retro means dang, now in retrospect, that does make sense. That means you're thinking about it after the fact. This is why they say hindsight is 2020, because after it done happened, you be scratching your head like, wait a minute, you know what? Now that I think about it, they was doing such and such, so now that makes sense. God, dog, they got me again. You see what I'm saying? This is something that you want to remember. DUE, drug utilization evaluation. What does that word utilization mean, Lindsay? I'm glad you asked me. It's a big word for use. Drug use evaluation. What does evaluation mean? It's a survey. We're breaking down how they're using the information, how they're using the medication. We're giving them information to make sure they know what they should be doing and how to take the medicine. Okay. Who's giving it to them? The technician, the pharmacist. The pharmacist is giving it to them. Okay, friend? Patient rights. Patients have 5 rights. Write this down. The right to the right drug, the right to the right dose, the right to the right dosage form, the right route of administration, and the right time of administration. Okay. So the right drug would be if the doctor prescribed amoxicillin, and at the pharmacy, we can't say, well, we ain't got no more amoxicillin, so we're going to give you penicillin. It's in the same family. That ain't what the doctor prescribed. They prescribed amoxicillin. What we can do at the pharmacy, and this is what the pharmacist does, they can call the doctor to get permission to switch the drug. And when the drug switches, it now becomes a new prescription. When the drug switches, it now becomes a new prescription. Okay. The right dose. So that means the right strength of the medication. So if the doctor writes a prescription for amoxicillin 400 milligrams and you give 500 milligrams, that's not the right dose. That's not the right dose. And if the doctor says to take 400 milligrams one time a day and you got them taking 500 milligrams and splitting it in half and doing all of these things, that's not the right dose. The right dose is going to be when the doctors say take amoxicillin 400 milligrams, one tablet per day, and you may have, or the patient, or some kind of way, this patient is taking 2 amoxicillin 400 milligrams one time a day, or 500 milligram one time a day. Wrong thing. That is not the right dose. It is not right. That's not what the patient is entitled to. The patient is entitled to what the doctor wrote. The right dosage form. Dosage form is going to be tablet, capsule, liquid, solution, suspension, topical cream. Okay. So if the doctor said that the patient is supposed to get it in the dosage form of a tablet, we can't switch it to a liquid without the doctor's permission. If the patient comes to the pharmacy and say, well, I struggle swallowing pills, so I need this in the liquid, then we have to say, okay, ma'am, well, we're going to need to contact your doctor and we'll get back with you once we hear back from the doctor. Right? Now, the patient really should tell their doctor that before the doctor writes a script. That way we don't have to wait till we get to the pharmacy to wait for the doctor, because once you leave the doctor's office, sometimes it's hard to get them because they're seeing patients all day. The next one says the right route of administration, right? So the route of administration is how the medication is taken. It's how the medication is taken. So if the doctor wrote it to be taken orally, then we need to give it orally and not topical, okay, on top of the skin. Or orally was written, but we're giving it suppository. It has to be given the way the doctor wrote it. The route of administration. The route of administration is how the doctor, if it's orally, it's given orally. Orally, if it's for eye drops, we're not going in the ear with it. And we definitely not going in the ear, in the eye for eardrops. We have to give it the way the doctor wrote it. The right time of administration. So if the doctor says take this before breakfast, 30 minutes before breakfast, every day, the patient has the right to take it 30 minutes before breakfast every day. Now, some of y'all are going to say, well, how do we know that they're going to do it the right way? It's not about us monitoring what they do with the prescription when they leave, in a sense. It's more so about making sure they have been given the right information so they understand what the expectations are for this particular medication. You can't control people. You can only experience them. We can't control you. What we can do is provide you with the correct knowledge and say, this is what you're supposed to do. When the patient gets home, it's up to the patient or the caregiver to follow those directions. If they don't follow those directions, it leads to a medication error. It can lead to a medication error, okay? So again, our job is to know this information, but who counsels the patient? Who's going to be the one to coach the patient? The pharmacist. The pharmacist is the one to do that, okay? Medication errors. Medication errors happen many different ways. The first one we're going to talk about is the doctor error, okay? Doctors make mistakes every day. They're humans. Baby, they're not Jesus, okay? They're not the Messiah. They are human beings just like me and you. People come into the pharmacy all the time and they get mad. Why you got to call my doctor? Why you got to do? And it's because, ma'am, this is wrong. There was a mistake, okay? It was a mistake. We're going to call the doctor for your prescription, okay? Okay, Miss Rebecca, we're going to call them and we'll give you a call back. The medication can be missing instructions. So if it's missing instructions, we don't know how to tell the patient to take it. If the doctor just put the prescription name, the drug name, the strength of the medication, but doesn't tell us how many pills to dispense, then how much do we know? How do we know how much to give the patient? If the patient is supposed to take this for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, we don't know. What if there's a patient allergy? You see what I'm saying? The doctor needs to make sure that they are aware of the allergy of the medication or the allergy of the patient before they write the medicine. The wrong strength of the medication. So the doctor could possibly write it for 50 milligrams and it should be 10 milligrams because this is a pediatric patient. Wrong medication name. Oftentimes medications name, they get switched and sometimes people get confused, writing too fast, maybe thinking about another patient. There are so many different ways. Quantity and refills not listed. We just talked about that, right? If the medication might be missing, what the route of administration, how does the patient take it? Are they taking this by mouth? Are they taking it sublingual? Is this, is this going on the skin? Are they putting these eye drops in? What are we doing? Any additional directions that's required. Dispensing error is the second one. Dispensing errors happen in the pharmacy, okay? Remember, you can always pause this video, rewind it, play it back, do whatever you need to do to get the information in, okay? Now, dispensing errors happen in the pharmacy. You see this young lady, she's pulling the medication. So this is what happens. The patient drops off the prescription. What I used to do when I worked in the pharmacy is when a patient brought a prescription to me, I would say, can you give me a second? I want to make sure we have it before you leave. I would go to the shelf and I would look at the medication or look at the prescription. If it says 60 tablets, I would then open the manufacturer vial, look inside the vial, try to see if I can estimate 60. If there's 60 in there for sure, I would tell the patient, okay, we have it. It'll be ready. Come back in an hour. If there was not 60 in there, then I would ask the pharmacist, how soon can we get this medication? And is it okay for us to partial fill this drug? Okay. Now, if you're in my 4-week pharmacy technician course, we talk about partial filling and what all that looks like in week 2 of the course. So if you want to learn more about partial filling, how to refill the medication when a patient needs 60 and you only have 10 in the pharmacy, that's happening in week 2 of the pharmacy tech course, okay? But in this instance, she's checking and she's pulling the medication. Right here is where the accident can happen. If she pulls the wrong medication because maybe they look alike or maybe they're close to, the medication she meant to grab. Now, this can be an error, okay, on the pharmacy tech, okay? Now, if the pharmacist once the technician fills the medication and she passes it down to the pharmacist looks over everything. And during the consultation time, the pharmacist does not ask the patient about any allergies, any time, any other medication that can be taken. During that moment is the judgment error, okay? That is during the patient consultation, the pharmacist should be looking at the patient's profile to see if there are any medications in this patient's profile that will interact negatively. Are there any contraindications that this medication they're just being prescribed will negatively impact the medication they've been taking? Does that make sense? So that would be like birth control. Let's say Jessica comes into the pharmacy and she has a medication for amoxicillin, which is an antibiotic. She's having a wisdom tooth pull. And she says, okay, I need to get this prescription filled. At that time, when the pharmacist is verifying that the pharmacy technician filled the medication correctly, during that moment of verification is when the dispensing errors can happen on the pharmacist's end. And during the moment of drug utilization evaluation, the pharmacist should be checking the patient's profile to see, okay, they're on birth control and they got this prescription for amoxicillin. So when Jessica comes back, I need to let her know while she's taking the amoxicillin, she needs to use extra precaution because antibiotics will lessen the effect of the birth control. That is a negative impact. Okay. That is a negative impact. The negative impact happens because the antibiotic is strong and it is reducing the potency of the birth control. That's a drug interaction, and that is what the pharmacist has to make the patient aware of. Remember, when people come to the pharmacy, they might not get all of their medication from one doctor. If they see an OBGYN, that may be the doctor who wrote the prescription for birth control. If they see a PCP, a primary care physician, maybe the one who writes the prescription for, a common cold or a upper respiratory infection. But if Jessica went to the dentist because she's getting a wisdom tooth pulled, and there's no way the dentist would know she's on birth control unless she discloses that information. And so that's why in the pharmacy, it's important that we keep accurate pharmacy patient profiles to ensure that we can prevent errors from happening. Because if we keep accurate records in the pharmacy, we will have all of this information on file. So when the patient comes, even though they're bringing prescription from Dr. A, Dr. B, Dr. C, the pharmacy is the one-stop shop where they're bringing all of their prescriptions in. And if all of the medication is listed in the patient profile correctly, the pharmacist can catch the drug interaction. Or if the pharmacist needs to call the doctor and say, hey, this is not going to work, right? Either way, during the dispensing part is where pharmacy errors happen. Either they happen from the technician or from the pharmacist, okay? But either way, the dispensing part is where the pharmacy comes in, okay? So let me back up just a little bit because I want you to see this. So when you're thinking about, wait a second, look at them showing my slides and telling my business. Hold on. Let me see if it'll go back. Okay, so this is what I want you to see. Doctor errors are prescribing errors. That's error one that happens by the doctor. Dispensing errors are pharmacy errors. That's error two that happens at the pharmacy. Administration errors happen by the caregiver. That's number three. The caregiver is the one responsible for giving the medication to the patient correctly. And administration errors are going to happen or can happen anywhere where the patient is not responsible for, taking it themselves. And even then, if a patient takes it themselves and they don't read the label correctly, they can administer the medication the wrong way. So that means suppositories can be given by mouth. Ear drops are administered in the nose. IV medications are taken orally. Topical creams are applied internally and not externally. And somebody may say, well, how does that even happen? I mean, you know what eye drops are, but you have to remember that everyone is not from America. Everyone does not understand our culture and the way things happen here. So when you have that language barrier, or you have new people who are migrating to a new area, a new country, a new culture that they don't know anything, givers as healthcare workers, it's our responsibility to ensure that they are confident on how to take their medication. Okay. So, some people are going to say, like, well, how did that even happen? It doesn't really matter how they did that at home. What really matters is they were not clear or confident on how to take this medication once they got home. This also can happen when you have two elderly people. They've been married for 60 years. The husband is taking care of the wife is taking care of the husband, and they can't see. They don't have any help from their children, grandchildren. They don't have a nurse coming in. They're both at home trying to help. One is 85, the other one is 90. and their senses are not the same. Okay, so administration errors can happen in a number of different ways. They can happen at the hospital by the nurse. That's why when you go to the hospital and before they administer medication, they typically scan the wristband on the patient and then they scan the barcode on the medication to make sure the correct medication is going to the correct patient. They're checking to make sure A, that this is the correct patient, B, this is the correct medication, and C, this is the correct time of administration. This is the correct dose of administration. The doctor wrote this medication correctly. All of those things matter, guys. All of those things matter. And if we are not careful, we can increase the number of medication errors. And all of this still results in a medication error, whether it happened by the doctor, it happened by the pharmacy, or it happened by the caregiver. It still was a what? Medication error. And you know, some people like to detach themselves. Well, baby, this didn't, we in healthcare. It don't matter if it happened on your watch at all. The number one code of ethics is to do no harm. Okay. Causes of prescription error: very low or very bright lighting. Okay, right now I have a very bright light in my face because I'm on here with you all. I want to make sure you can see me. I want to make sure you can see the content I'm providing and presenting. And so I don't work with this light on all day because it can be very hard to see. Extremely cold or hot temperature. You know, baby, when I get hot, I start changing. Baby, I start changing into somebody you don't even recognize. Okay. When I get hungry too, okay. Loud noises, loud. I can't even hear myself think. You know, my 16-year-old, when he watches TV in the living room, it is loud. And I be saying to myself, boy, why is the TV so loud? I have to put them out. Junky workspaces. Working in cluttered environments is when this happens in the pharmacy too. When you remember you're working in a pharmacy with a lot of different technicians, everybody has different styles of work, right? So when you're working on that countertop, let's say the pharmacy is busy and you have people coming, you know, dropping prescriptions off at the counter, dropping prescriptions off at the drive-through, calling prescriptions in. Prescriptions are coming in through email, coming in through the fax. They are dropping into your queue. And people have gone and pulled all these drugs off the shelf. And when they're done, they're just leaving them on the counter. And now you have other technicians coming in behind them. Remember, in the pharmacy, you're on a rotating shift. So people are coming in. Somebody might have came in at 8, the next shift coming in at 12, the next shift coming in at 3, you know, and you got all these people who are coming in and everybody has different habits. I'm a firm believer that whatever you do in one spot of your life, you do it in every other spot of your life. So if you at home and you wash clothes, and after you wash clothes, you don't fold them up, then when you get to the pharmacy and you pull these medications, I can see you leaving them on the counter and not putting things back where they go. See, it's not really about folding the clothes and putting them up. It's about being organized. In the pharmacy, you have to be organized because if you're not organized, guess what? It causes medication error because now the person that has to come up behind you and work in that same space, it's medicine all over the place from where you don't feel from such and such this morning. We got medication over here. And sometimes you have to just stop and say, okay, I'm not going to fill the script. Let me get all of the manufactured medication I pulled and let me put it back on the shelf where it belongs. It's also important to put the medication back on the shelf too, because if somebody else brings in a prescription for that medication and the technician goes to the shelf to pull the medication to make sure it's available and they don't see it there, they will tell the patient, oh, we don't have it. Meanwhile, it's sitting on the counter because Ashley didn't put it back. And now it's junky. And Sierra over there counting the pills, and she done picked up the wrong bottle, thinking that it was the bottle she bought. And it just can cause all kinds of things. This is why it's important that you maintain an organizational habit. Be organized at home. Okay. And let me tell y'all something. I hate getting in a junky car. I can't stand it with a passion. So to all my young friends, who think it don't matter. You don't wash your car on the outside. You don't wash your car on the inside. You don't take care of it. You drive it all kinds of ways. That's fine. I was once one of those kids that drove fast and did all these things. But baby, one thing they couldn't say about me is that my car was dirty. Cause I had seat covers on my car, steering wheel cover, all of the things, baby. It was cute when you came in my car. My car name was Remy. Okay. Baby, it was cute. Be organized. I hate going to somebody's house and they got clothes all over the place and they got stuff everywhere. You know, if you ever see anything that at my house or anything, my office space and all of that, I don't have all that clutter because when you have clutter, it's hard to think. It's hard to be your best self because you got all this stuff flooding and crowding and it's all coming in on you, and it's a distraction. Another thing that's a distraction is this right here. This. Baby, put that phone down. Baby, put that phone down. Tell them you're going to call them on your break. If you need to make a phone call, step outside the pharmacy and make the phone call. But all that trying to text real fast and then return back to work and all this, and then whatever you texting about, now your nerves bad because you're thinking about what's going on that phone. And then when Miss Johnson asks you a question, now you done responded with an attitude because your emotions make you cry sometimes. Distraction, TikToking, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever your thing is. I love TikTok, but I got to put that phone down. Okay. Hard to read handwriting. Look at this prescription. A mess, child. A mess. Baby, I'm not even trying to figure it out. We calling the doctor immediately, expeditiously, and telling them, start over. Start over. Just start over. Now, here lately, what we see coming in the pharmacy is these typed up prescriptions. We don't even see them, they typing them up and they sending them to the pharmacy. That's the best thing. That's e-prescribing. We're going to talk about that. That's e-prescribing. E-prescribing eliminates the hard to read handwriting because everybody can read the type. Okay. Lack of training. Right here. I tell my friends all the time, this is one of the reasons why I like for my friends to, when you start off in a pharmacy, go work at an independent pharmacy. Go work at an independent mom and pop pharmacy. Baby, go somewhere where you can get to know the pharmacist. Child, go somewhere where you can get to understand what the expectations are. Because sometimes when you go into these busy, oh my God, phone is ringing. Oh my God, the drive-through is dinging. Oh my God, she's at the counter and the baby is crying. Oh my God, the prescription is coming through the queue. Oh my God, what is happening right now? That's how people be feeling on the inside, overwhelmed. Overwhelmed because all of these things is happening and they're not trained and they don't know how to handle it. Go to an independent pharmacy where they have the time, the space to groom you. Okay. If you at a Walgreens, CVS, a very busy pharmacy, and you don't feel like you've been trained properly, voice that. Let them know. Let them know, because here's the thing. Prescription errors that happen by the pharmacy technician is attached to your license, your state license. If it's bad enough. Okay. I'm going to tell y'all about an error that I had, and I'm going to tell you as we get further into the thing. Okay. So again, don't feel like, oh, I should know this by now. You probably should, but baby, don't chance it because it's your license that's on the line. Medication that's associated with the high indecency of medication error, that is going to be insulin, warfarin, clopidogrel, opioid medication, pain medications, chemotherapeutic drugs, chemotherapy. Write this down. These are drugs that are known to having high incidence of medication errors. This water, this ain't number water. Okay. I put it in this cute little cup because sometimes when you're trying to get stuff done, you need motivation and inspiration. Sometimes you got to trick yourself. So here I am drinking my water out of this cute little cup that I was gifted when I turned 30. So don't be telling people she was on live or in the classroom teaching drinking wine. Because y'all know people be messy. That ain't nothing but alkaline water. Okay. Hey friend, hey, look at you. I'm glad you're here today, girl. You late today? Okay, that's my baby. You showed up for you. That's all that matters. That's my friend. She be here every Monday. Okay, now look alike, sound alike. Look alike, sound alike. Now, what I did was I gave you some examples. Tall man lettering. Okay, tall man lettering does what? It helps you to depict, differentiate, decipher, make an educated decision. It's helping to bring attention to the drug name so we don't get things mixed up. Celebrex and Celexa, alprazolam and lorazepam, trazodone and tramadol. Again, somebody say, how you get all that? Remember, baby, when that pharmacy gets busy and that thing gets the buzz and that thing gets the vibrating, shaking, they, can you do this? Can you do that? Can we get, oh, okay. Somebody's here to pick up their prescription. Oh my God, whoa. You need to make sure you can keep up in that you are pulling the correct medication. Okay. Tall man lettering. And see, alprazolam and lorazepam, they're not going to be right next to each other because they everything in the pharmacy medications are stocked alphabetically. But Celebrex and Celexa, trazodone and tramadol, they may be pretty close to each other. Okay. Barcode usage. So when you think about the barcodes, the way we use barcodes in the pharmacy is to improve the dispensing accuracy and to reduce errors. So everything has a barcode, okay? And this is my little prescription bottle that I like to use that has example of a barcode on your label, okay? Barcode. And then the manufacturer bottle is going to have a barcode, okay? Let me see if I got something up here with a barcode on it. I know this thing probably don't have one. Okay, child. I'm gonna show y'all this little tab, but look at all that stuff falling down. Barcode, baby. Okay, right there. It's coming in and out. Now the barcode on the manufacturer bottle needs to match the barcode on the label. Barcode lists the NDC number. What is the NDC number? The National Drug Code. It can be used to verify the correct medication in the correct patient. The barcode on the manufacturer bottle is the correct medication. The barcode on the label can verify the correct patient. Because remember, on the label has the patient's name. It can be used to create a prescription label during the dispensing process. You see the tech right now is scanning this barcode. If the barcode ding, bam, 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 you say, okay, child, we done, oh Lord, we done pulled the wrong medication. Okay, go back and get it right. That's what you got. You got to go back and get it right. Okay, don't bypass that. Thinking that you can just do what you want to do. You can't do that in the pharmacy. I told you, your license is on the line. Another thing I'm gonna tell y'all, and I don't even know if I talked about this before. Y'all need to get some insurance to cover your license. It is called I don't want to say malpractice insurance, but it is called professional liability insurance. Let me put that down. Professional, once you get licensed, find you some professional liability insurance. That's like, baby, she coming with the facts today. And is because who don't want to see y'all fall is me. Professional liability insurance. And why? Because anytime a medication error happens and you were involved in it some way, somehow, baby, you ain't got to tell me the story. Save it for the judge. And these people find out that that person who was involved in that medication error is guilty, baby, they can come for everything that person got. Malpractice lawsuit took. And then let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. People think, oh, I work for this job gonna cover me. Baby, that job gonna cover them. Okay? They protecting their dollars, they protecting their company, they protecting their investment. And you ain't part of it. Let me tell you something. Let me put you on some game. Okay. Now they say the game is to be sold and not told, but I'm giving it to you for free. If you think for a minute that that company is gonna put themselves on the line to protect you, you ain't did your research. Go back and look. Look, you ain't gotta take it from me. I'm just a messenger. You don't want to take it from me, that's fine. But for those who do, baby, go get you some professional liability insurance. If you are dispensing in the pharmacy, if you are participating in the dispensing, whether it's retail, hospital, mail order, you better go get you some professional liability. If you are utilizing your license and working from home, you better go get it. Because if anything, and it ain't that expensive, y'all, be like $40 a month, maybe 30, maybe 20, just depends on how much coverage you want. It could be, it could be $40, $50 a year. I can't even remember because my stuff is different. What Golden say? Uh Walgreens CVS gonna throw you under the bus in a heartbeat. I know that's right, baby. If you don't take nothing else, remember this little black girl told you. You better go get you some professional liability insurance because things be happening. Things happen unintentionally. And when they do, I ain't gonna say nothing else. DUE. DUE is a form of patient counsel performed by a pharmacist and is mandated by 19 OBRA, the 1990 OBRA. Okay. Now, this is a law that if you were in my pharmacy 4-week class, we talked about this in week 2. OBRA 90 says that the patient is entitled. You hear what I said? It's a mandate that the patient receives counsel on all new prescriptions. It doesn't have to be counsel on the refill, but they should be offered counseling. Now, you can't make a patient take it. I told you, you can't control people, you can only experience them. When y'all can understand that part, a lot of the heartache and a lot of the problems you have at nighttime and a lot of the stress on your mind is going to dissipate. When you can understand that you cannot control people, you can only experience them. When you get that through your head, right up in here, all that stress gone. Okay, only person you can control, right here. Okay, so when they say we don't want the counsel, okay, but we offered it to you. Now when they get this counsel, it's going to talk about the date the prescription was filled in the pharmacy, the patient adherence, the medication duplication, patient allergies, medical conditions, medication interactions with other drugs. We talked about that earlier. Now, what the pharmacist is looking at is the date the prescription was filled, the patient's profile to make sure that this drug was not prescribed by another doctor. Because remember, I told you, some people who are sick may have 7 different doctors: cardiologists, endocrinologists, gynecologists. Should I continue? Okay. They can be going to all these ologists. And all these different ologists are not working together. They're not in the same place at the same time. So they don't know that patient X is taking this drug already. So that's why, again, it's important that at the pharmacy we have accurate profile information for each patient, and that the pharmacist has enough time to verify and to do the drug utilization evaluation to ensure there is no medication duplication. So, baby, when these people come to the pharmacy and they want to know why is it going to take 2 hours, baby, because we're saving your life. Baby, because we checking it out. And we looking at the list and we checking it twice. Okay, we trying to make sure that you're gonna live this life and you're gonna live it long after you leave this pharmacy. Okay, baby, they be mad, be upset. I gotta go. Okay, please understand we in here helping you. We saving your life. What you want to remember and the things you need to understand. A near miss is when a medication error happens, but it does not reach the patient. Okay, here we go. The little thing coming down. It's in an unsafe condition. Unsafe act. Now these people standing underneath it. Now the thing done failed. This man right here, and it failed, but it didn't touch him. But then over here, it done fail, and now he on the ground. That's the accident. Child, the error done happen. Now a near miss is like when you hit the curb when you drive and trying to make that U-turn. You hit that curb, and you like, dang, but your car don't stop. You don't break anything. You don't, the hood still look good. The bumper, all that is working. The tire didn't, poke a hole in the tire. That's your near miss. You hit that curb, but you got grace to keep going. See what I'm saying? Okay. The accident is when you hit the curb, not you. Somebody hits the curb trying to make that U-turn. That traffic is coming. They got caught up and stalled. Now they got hit by a car, the oncoming traffic. Now we got an accident. Now the traffic in Houston is backed up for miles. And now we in traffic for 2.5 hours. Because one thing about Houston, y'all, they love to create some traffic out here. The driving, when you come to Houston, if you need to get you a driver, do it. If you used to being in a town where the traffic don't move as fast, get you an Uber, okay? Get you a Lyft. Let somebody drive for you. Somebody that live in Houston, let them drive, okay? Because that traffic and the speed that they're going, it may make you a little nervous if this your first time, okay? Now, I'm a Houstonian, born and raised, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. When you think about these near misses, near misses is not just in pharmacy. It happens in our everyday life. It's like, dang, ooh, thank you, Lord, that didn't, you see what I'm saying? Started raining outside, you left your windows down. The rain didn't get in the car. Oh, thank you, Lord, the rain didn't get in the car. Near miss, okay? So when you think about these terms in pharmacology, I want you to think about how it's already happening in your real life. You live in life every day, okay? You experiencing life. Now, when I was in the pharmacy at Walgreens, I had this patient. I was helping this guy work the drive-through, and I was on the front counter, but I didn't have any patients picking up medication, so I was helping him fill the drugs at the drive-through. Well, we had a patient pick up a medication that had the same name in the same date of birth as another patient in the system. And what I should have did was I should have had him to confirm, because when you have a patient with the same name and the same date of birth, the next thing to do is to verify their address, their phone number, something that differentiates that patient from the other patient with the number, with the same name. And what I should have did was said, can you have them verify the address? Instead, I gave the right medication to the wrong person. Make sense? And it was one of those things where I felt like I made a mistake. And I told my pharmacist, I said, I think I made a mistake. they had so much confidence in me and they thought that I was so good that they felt like I couldn't make a mistake. See, let me tell you something. Don't ever let nobody pump you up or gas you up or make you feel like you are superwoman, superman, that you can't make no mistakes. Baby, we human. We all make mistakes. Y'all be on here with me. Y'all know I can't halfway pronounce all of this stuff. Be done said something wrong, be done pronounced it wrong, but y'all understand the intent. Okay. So I kept telling them, I said, no, I know I made a mistake. I felt it. I went, they was like, no, Liz, you didn't make the mistake. Just keep working, you're fine. I went into the system, found the patient's information who we gave the drug to, called them and asked them to look at their drug and tell me what drug they had. And she said, and I said, is that the drug you were coming to pick up? And she said, no. And she got angry. You made a mistake and you did it. And I feel like she was trying to cuss me out. But I went ahead and I took it over the phone because I felt like, that was my mistake. I can understand your frustration. I was like, okay, well, ma'am, have you taken the medication? No, I haven't taken it yet. Thank God. I'm like, well, I'm glad you didn't. Can you bring it back? And she brought it back. And when she brought it back, she had an attitude. And you know what I did? Went and got my pharmacist. Baby, because they pay them to deal with attitude. They don't pay me to deal with attitudes. Because my dealing with an attitude don't look the same. So let me get the pharmacist. Got the pharmacist, whatever. I got written up. And when they wrote me up, the pharmacist said, well, you caught your own error. But it's formality that if this happens in the pharmacy, we have to document. So they did. And I wasn't tripping. And then like a few weeks later, I resigned. Because one thing I'm going to tell you about me is every 2 years, when I was out there in that pharmacy, I was promoted, working on something else. After and once I have mastered a certain spot in my life, I'm on to the next. Because you outgrow the role, you outgrow the money, and you outgrow the people. See, a lot of people walking around here mad, angry, upset, and bitter because they've been at that same job for 30 some years and they don't understand it. 10 years, 12 years, 5 years. That's too long. Because why? You done outgrew the role, you done outgrew the people, and you done outgrew the money. It's time to do what? It's time to go. Okay. Baby, never wear out your welcome. My mama taught me that when I was a young child. That's one thing about it. You never wear out your welcome. The last slide that we're going to cover today talks about the root cause analysis. It's a process that offers a method to pinpoint failures in processes in systems that lead to the occurrence and how to prevent similar incidents in the future. A RCA aims to understand the underlying causes and identify the necessary modifications. What does all that mean, Lindsay? That means that if a kid is acting out at school, fighting, talking back to the teacher, not getting their work done, failing all their classes, you're trying to understand what's happening and you are punishing them for the act, but you're not understanding what's causing the act, you're going to get the same behavior even after the punishment because it's not the act that's the problem, it's the cause that's the problem. Then we start digging deeper. Okay, well, what happened? Is the is the kid, daddy at home? Is the mama gone? Did the mama and the daddy get a divorce? Okay, did the mama best friend just move into the house and now the kid is sleeping on the sofa? Okay, did the parent lose a job and now they're not eating the food that they used to eat or going the places that they used to go? See, all of these things matter in life. And I think a lot of times we minimize children experiences because as adults, we feel like we're the ones that's carrying all of the work. We're doing all of the problem solving. So a kid doesn't have a feeling or shouldn't have a feeling. They're human just like us. Now, if we don't get to the cause of this behavior, we're going to see it repeat itself over and over and over again because a lot of adults struggle with childhood trauma. From the childhood. So in pharmacy, if a problem happens and the error was made, why was the error made? Well, let's talk about my situation. What was the root cause of my error that I caught? Was probably because I'm trying to help somebody work their area that they're in when really I should have been focused on the front end. Sometimes we get ourselves into things because we think that we need to help everybody. Mm-mm. That was the cause. Me helping somebody else in their area when I really should have been focusing on mine. See what I'm saying? That was the cause for that one. Maybe in the pharmacy, maybe they're short staffed. So when they're short staffed, you got techs doing double, triple the work because they don't have enough people in the pharmacy to get the job done. Now we got extra errors happening because we got the same amount of work, but we have less people to do it. Oh, that's the cause. Okay. So now the pharmacy need to hire more people. Let me tell y'all something. If you work at a job and you are picking up extra shifts to help them because they are short staffed, do you think that they are going to hire somebody else if you pick up the slack? Why would they? They getting the same amount of work done for less money. Let me get out of here, y'all. Because thank y'all for joining in. Because baby, we're getting into some deep conversations today. And let me get on up out of here. We've been in here 56 minutes. If you feel like these videos are helpful for you, please make sure you subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up on these videos because we want this information to get into the algorithm. Okay. If you feel like these pharmacy videos are helping you and you want some extra information so you can follow along with it, get this study guide. It is on Amazon. If you click the link in our About Us, it will take you directly where you can purchase this. If you click the search bar in Amazon, put in Pharmacy Tech Study Guide, that little cute black girl gonna pop up. You click on buy now, and now you have the information and you can keep it pushing. If you want to start a pharmacy technician program in your area and you're looking for help, you need the process, you need the information, you need the setup, hit me up. I am helping people to start their own pharmacy technician course once they are certified. If that's something you want to do, shout out to me. Let me know. I'll help you. If you have a dream of another trade, maybe you're a medical billing encoder, maybe you're a phlebotomist, maybe you are a CNA, and you're thinking about passing these skills on to help somebody else. Maybe you know a few people who've asked you how you got into it and you would love to help them to get it. Maybe start an online course because online courses will create residual income. Residual income. Okay, that's what you want. Social connections, baby. Get on TikTok. I go live on TikTok every Saturday from 11 p.m. to 1:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning. Baby, we on TikTok. We on TikTok when everybody else at the club. What we on TikTok doing? Getting that money, talking about pharmacy tech stuff, talking about how you can elevate your life, talking about what you can do. I love to talk about any other topics. So if you have topics that you would like to get some help from or help on or advice on, let me know. I don't mind sharing. But yes, follow me at CPHT Lindsay. I go live every Saturday from 11 p.m. to about 1:30 in the morning. And that is our Club Lindsay. Shannon Sharp got Club Shay Shay. I got Club Lindsay. Okay. I'm going to have to think of another name. But anyway, thank y'all so much for joining. I love you all so much. And I look forward to seeing you same place, same time next Monday. Have a great week, friends. Bye.